So you've scanned an image from a scanner or a photocopier, emailed it to yourself, and hopefully you've done it in the higher resolution for the moment. So I'm recommending a TIFF file at 600 dpi and a color scan. We can adjust that a little bit later on by changing the file type, but at the moment using TIFF, it's a lossless format, so we've got a lot of information. So once you've got your images scanned in, what we want to actually do is make this as usable as possible. If you haven't got the entire page as you like it, you can, or if you've got images that are a little bit darker, lighter, for instance this image down the bottom, and you want to even it up, it is a possibility to really take individual designs or change some things. So I want to show you a couple of things you could do to your images just to get them a little darker or to get them a little more print friendly. The first thing I want to show you is just to move to go to image adjustments and levels. Levels are a good thing to play with, particularly if you've got lighter images like this that you want to bring up the detail. I might actually just zoom into that particular image there, just so you can see that happening in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to go to image adjustments and levels. Now, you may want to do this to one of your images, you may want to do it to the whole image. I would recommend doing it to the whole page to start with, and then you can just save individual files, which I'll show you how to do a little bit later on. So in this image here we can see a chart. This black and at this end of the chart it shows you there's no true blacks on this page that I've scanned. This part of the chart represents white, and you can see that big part of the chart there represents obviously the white piece of paper, and the grey slider is all the tones in between, all the shades and tints in between that. So if I drag this slider up, you'll see what I'm saying is that I want everything in this part of the chart here to be pure black, and you can see that's darkened up some of these here. I don't know if I want to go too far with that, but I'll just bring it in so that we do have some blacks. And I also want to make sure, and if I zoom into this page on a real pixel level, you'll see this. I want to make sure that we make sure that the white page is actually purely white, and you can see we do lose a bit of the detail if we over process that, so we just want to be careful we don't do too much, but I am just going to tweak that a little bit in. Now if on general you want to make pictures darker or lighter, you can use this middle slider here. It's kind of like changing the contrast a little bit, but again you don't want to over process it. You can see in the colour you start getting these colour pixels and all of the noise around the outside of that, so we don't want to over process it. So we want to find that balance, and when we're looking at your pictures you want to look at them as they are pencil drawings to see if you've got a good range of blacks and whites and all the greys in between. I think that's about right there. So I'll just zoom out now. You can see for this image here that's quite nice. It's looking like a really nice colour for a pencil drawing. So what I might do is just show you my next step, which is how to get one image off this page. And if it were me, I would do it something like this. So the first thing I would do, I would grab the crop tool. I would just drag a box around that. Now if I did want the annotation, I could just include that annotation and then hit enter or return, and you can see now I've got one file. So I'm going to call this one file, save as. I'm just going to call this one on my desktop, let's just call it paper folder, or let's call it idea one folded. And now I'm calling it something that I can reference later on, so I can actually know what it is, and we'll just save that to my desktop as is. There we go. Now what I'm going to do here, go back in my history, I'm just going to go back to before we cropped it, and I'm going to go back one step. So you can see some of these ideas here would be better off having not had that done to it. So for instance this one here looks a little over processed, so does this one here and this one here. So I might just go back in history and let's go, I'm just trying to find one where there's an overlap somewhere. Let's go with this one. So I'm going to crop this one now. So this time I'm going to crop before and hit enter. There we go. Now you can see I've got a few bits and pieces here that I don't want. I might just bring that in a little bit just to get rid of a bit of that. I'm going to zoom right into this because I did actually want those marks around the outside, but again I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments and Levels. So for this one I'm just going to make it a little bit darker, and I'm going to change, as I said, I want to put a little bit of this part of the chart as pure white, so when you drop it into your portfolio it's not a light grey or a cream colour, but some of that, which this big stripe here represents the white of your page, so most of that marks there hopefully will blend in when, if you drop them into a portfolio on a white page, that will show just as that. So I'm just going to press OK there. One thing I'm conscious of, maybe I don't want this writing here. So a couple of options. Now that I've turned it pure white, I'm just going to grab the brush tool. I'm going to grab a hard-edged brush, and I'm going to, there we go, and I'm going to make sure it's pure white. So just checking there, 0, 0, 0, 0, yep. And rather than erasing that, I'm just going to paint with white over the top of that as a simple fix to get rid of that detail there. If possible, I could have just cropped that out if I wanted to. I might just do that bit because I might crop it down, save me a bit of time. Maybe I've got some marks here that I don't want. I definitely don't want that text. Whoops, I definitely don't want that text here. And just as a final piece, I'm going to crop that, save myself a little bit of time. I'm going to crop that lettering out here. Okay, so I'll save that one there, File, Save As. Making sure I'm Save As all the time, so I'm going to call this one Idea 2. I'm going to call this Sprayed. Now, this is the thing, this is a technique that you can use if you're at a point where you don't want, I'll just undo all of that, probably quicker that I do that in the history. That's a technique that you use if you're not happy with the composition, or if you've got one rubbish thing and you want to Photoshop another image over the top. I would possibly just, again, do the, make sure we've got a white page, so Image, Adjust, Image. Adjustments, Levels. Make sure we've got it just a tiny bit of the white page, so when we do paint white onto the page, and a little bit of black. So I would still adjust the thing, and maybe on this one I'm just going to paint over the top of this one here because I don't like it, and that will leave a space for me to bring another image in from another page possibly. So I like the rest of the drawings on this page. I don't like that drawing in particular, so that will open it up for me to Photoshop another image onto that page and save it as one document. I'd actually recommend doing it that way because it's better off that they see your hand annotations and things like that. Again, but if you've made a spelling mistake and you want to get rid of, or you don't like the way this was written because it's a bit messy, you could just do that and leave that open to scan another piece of writing in there, or leave it for a text box later on. So there you go, a couple of different ways of making space on your page and bringing your logos in. Have a go at that and see if you can get your ideation stuff done.